The runway now, once again, all ops on 6 right. As it's been, it seems like just about the last week or so. Either 6 right or 2-4 left. They were nice enough to open up 6 left last night for the Egyptian A350. So I came up here to get that one. Supposed to leave around 1 o'clock tonight, so we'll see. $49.75 heading out. I think it's heading to Detroit, but I could be wrong on that. What a beautiful day today. Upper 60s, light breeze. Just some high cirrus clouds up there. Other than that, crisp blue sky here in northeastern Ohio. I was heading to New York, JFK, not Detroit. I apologize. I didn't get a chance really to look at the flights to see where everything's going so far.
Turn number 4975 is with you, 2,000 for 6,000. One 4,000 and number 4975.
I owe you for that.
There's 2 of mine if you want them.
Oh wow.
I figured that one you'll definitely want.
Ooh. It's a shame, but they're going away.
Yep. Good this week. They have the sunset ceremony.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy those off of you.
Okay.
How much I owe you?
50.
50? Okay. I'll send it to you. Venmo work or? Okay.
You gotta have some on eBay for 100.
Nope, won't do that.
I could do that too.
So I bought the night that Spirit went under. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, so I jumped on Flying Mule and bought one. I think $100 for the 1-200. Next morning I wake up, they're going for $400 on eBay. I'm like, oh my God.
What was it?
A Spirit 1-200.
Oh,
A320, yeah. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll pick one up. You know, why not?
Should have picked up that spare. Would have paid for the other one.
Yeah, I should have. But I saw they had
Flip houses. I flipped that gas.
They had a 320 and a 321, and I sat there like, I don't really have the money, but I don't know if I should buy both or just the one. I'm like, no, I'll buy the one. We saw more of those up here, so like, I'll buy the 320. Yeah, next day they're going for like $400 on eBay. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, my HVAC died yesterday too.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me? It's a kick on the heat and the board fried.
Davis here says, good evening. Hopefully it's a busy night of flights. It's been pretty steady the last 20 minutes or so. Hopefully it stays like that while we're up here. I wish Egypt Air would leave early, but I'm sure the crew probably has to stay with their crew rest as they got it here at 4:30 this morning. So they're due to leave at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Where's it at? Right over there?
Yeah, it's right on the pad.
I didn't go over there yet.
They'll be, hopefully it comes back. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. My phone was trying to connect to the airport's Wi-Fi, and I am 2 miles away from the terminal. Anyway, sorry about that. So anyways, we had an Egypt Air Airbus A350 land here at Hopkins at about 4:30 in the morning. Brought the Egypt national team to town. They're going to play a World Cup friendly against Brazil Saturday night at the stadium. I saw tickets for that were only about $100, which quite honestly, considering it's a World Cup friendly with two world famous national teams, it's actually not a bad deal. United 11:15 inbound from Newark, and another United flight 234 taxi off for San Francisco. But it's not really a bad deal. So if you're into soccer or football, maybe worth checking out at the stadium. So we are expecting another charter to come in at some point this week for the Brazilian national team. Don't know if it'll be Latam or Azel or GOL. I saw they flew GOL for the last World Cup, but I don't know if they'll fly them up here or what they'll end up doing. So hopefully we get another international heavy coming in this week. So if we do, I'll let you know. So stay tuned on my Instagram page. If we find out anything, I'll definitely let you know. The Egypt Air is leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning tonight on its way back to Cairo. And then we'll see next week if it comes back to pick them up and take them to their next town, or if they end up flying a domestic aircraft. We'll have to kind of wait and see. If I had to take a guess, they'll fly a domestic aircraft. But I don't know, they may not, because if they're going, I don't know where they're going from here, if they're going to their first actual World Cup match or where they're going from here, but we'll find out. Hopefully it comes in during the day if we do get another Egypt Air flight. But we should have Brazil coming in as well. And I know Columbus should get Ecuador, since Ecuador is going to be Columbus will be Ecuador's home base for the World Cup. So we may see something cool in Columbus as well. So keep your fingers crossed again. If we find out anything, I'll certainly make sure to let you guys know. I haven't decided if I'm going to come back at 1 o'clock in the morning to get the departure though. A lot of driving. It was up here yesterday. Really didn't plan on coming up yesterday. So yesterday was my wife and I's 11th anniversary, and we went downtown. We went to the Science Center, to the Titanic exhibit, and then we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so really didn't expect to come up here. But on the way back, my mother-in-law texted us and said, hey, if you guys haven't decided what you want to do for dinner, if you want to pick up something for all of us, they'll pay us for it. So we ended up going to Olive Garden. We had a little bit of a wait at Olive Garden, so I'm like, hey, we're in the area. I want to stop by up here. And we'll wait a half hour while the food's getting ready, and got the American World Cup livery that came in last night. So and then woke up at 3 in the morning and got the Egypt Air. Me and LaGuardia spotter, the only two that were up here to get the Egypt Air. Everyone else was still asleep. American Eagle heading out. Saw someone commented on the video I put on YouTube with the Egypt Air landing this morning. It said the early bird gets the worm, and I kind of had to laugh. I haven't had a chance to respond back to the comment yet, but I kind of had to laugh because my body is reminding me that I am not an early bird. I'm so tired today. I got to work tomorrow, so I don't know if we'll get back up here for the departure, but we'll have to wait and see. If they stayed on 6 right, then the garage or aviator may not be too bad of a spot to go. But it's parked on the pad. I was kind of hoping it would stay at customs, because they went to customs last night, and because I thought, well, if it went to customs, then you'll get some shots of it pushing back and then taxiing out. But it went to the pad, so I went over there, got some pictures of it, and got to thank a couple of friends of mine who gave me some, took me over to the ramp today and got some really cool pictures of that I'll post for you. American Eagle heading to Philly. Brand new aircraft, brand new A350. It was started service in January, so only a couple of months old. So yeah, we should see some more this week. So if I find out anything, I'll definitely let you guys know. Hopefully it's not at 3 in the morning again. But we'll have to kind of wait and see. United Express 599 Echo, a SkyWest aircraft, inbound from Chicago O'Hare. It is a E175. Then we'll have United 2725, a 737-800 out of Fort Lauderdale. And then Delta 1449, a A220 out of Minneapolis. Should be our next couple of inbound flights. Got an aircraft taxiing out as well. A Embraer Phenom heading to Atlanta. And then Delta 880 also heading to Atlanta. Got American Eagle 5470 taxiing out. They'll be heading to DCA. So got a few aircraft heading out as well. We'll have FedEx later on tonight. We may have a UPS 767 as well. It was showing 2 757s again. But now I see that both of those don't have airplanes assigned, and there is a 767 on it now. So we might get 2 heavies tonight. We'll get Aer Lingus, of course. We'll get Alaska. And who knows, maybe we'll get something else really cool. So stay tuned. Been doing a lot of work around my grandparent or my in-laws' house, my wife's grandparents' house. Get ready for an auction later on this year. So I did a lot of extra cleaning that I didn't expect to do today. And of course, my 1-year-old, he doesn't care. He woke up at 7. So I'm tired today. Got a Turkish Airlines 787 overhead. I'll see if I can pick it up for you. Have to move the handle so I can go back a little more, but Turkish Airlines 787 heading to Atlanta. Pretty cool if that was coming in here. The private jet went off one of the had an intersection departure. So that's already headed out, Delta 880. They're gonna hold short of 6 right as our inbound flight is coming in. The United Express E175 out of Chicago. The news yesterday, the final Spirit flight ever departed from Detroit. The final Spirit aircraft that hadn't been taken to the desert yet. Left yesterday morning. I wanted to get up there to catch that departing. Unfortunately, I didn't get the alert until it was too late. Plus, it being our anniversary is pretty hard. It'd be hard to be away that long. But the last Spirit flight headed out yesterday. And it flew out under the Spirit Wings call sign. for the final time. So pretty sad moment yesterday up in Detroit. Delta 880 ready to head out. Speaking of Spirit, I see their slots at LaGuardia are going to go up for auction soon. So you got to wonder who's going to jump on those. You got to think there'll be a lot of suitors interested in those slots. Well, Delta's still rolling down the runway, and man, they are not that far down the runway. This is by far the closest I've ever seen two aircraft. In fact, the Delta's just at the front of the shot, just now lifting off. Look at that, guys. That is by far the closest I've ever seen two aircraft here at Hopkins, with one taking off and one landing. Single runway ops again tonight. That was close. I'm not gonna lie, I really kind of expected the United to go around. That was close. Speaking of United, we got the 737 MAX 8 taxiing out for departure for its flight out to San Francisco. Man, that was close. Between Delta 880 and United 2725. Delta's going to Atlanta. United came in from Fort Lauderdale. This United is heading to San Francisco. I think if I clip that and post it as clickbait, if it'll get some attention. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. That was close, though. That's the closest I've ever seen them. Dave said, what we just witnessed is a pucker factor. I thought the same thing. I was watching a United or the Delta, and I started hearing another airplane. I'm like, what? That's someone with the sorry guys. Yeah. That seemed pretty close. We got a GA aircraft heading out. There it is.
34, contact. Yeah, 234, 2000, climbing the Great Lake. Holding short. 737.
Actually, I'm surprised they're taking them all the way down.
20, runway 6 right, quick takeoff. Heading 320, box pressure, 6 o'clock.
A little farther down the field today, so we shouldn't have as much of the issue with the departures disappearing into the trees, but unfortunately I am dealing with the top of the new fence. The new fence is a little taller than the old fence. At least it seems like it's a little taller than the old fence. So they're heading out. We got a Delta Connection E-175 lining up for departure. Ooh, yes. Thank you.
Cleveland departure, Bonanza 466, Echo Alpha out of 1,800, heading 320.
Guardians, yeah. So this is 5641 heading to Boston. We won't talk about Boston. They put a whooping on the Guardians the last couple of days. When I was over there earlier getting pictures of the Egypt Air on the pad, I saw Tom Hamilton getting out of the van, getting on the airplane. I thought that was pretty cool. Long time Hall of Fame announcer for Cleveland. They're heading, I think, to New York. Southwest Airlines 737 taxiing out for departure. We'll pick that up here in a minute as it comes out from behind the trees. It'll be flight 3375 on its way. Shows Orlando. I don't know. Shows Orlando to Cleveland. I don't know if that's where it's heading back, but we'll catch that departing here soon. American Eagle 5470 to DCA is sitting on the pad. Delta 1449 inbound from Minneapolis on final. Have American 1679 out of Charlotte as well, a few minutes out, as well as United 1934 from Houston. It's a couple of Airbus aircraft inbound after the Southwest. Meanwhile, the A220 inbound. Big day up in Minneapolis. They got a Emirates A380 diversion a little bit ago. Saw a lot of people geeking out about that on social media this afternoon. I'm not gonna lie, I would be too. There's our Southwest 737. Another beautiful day up here today.
375, runway 6 right, pick up.
So Southwest heading out, American Eagle still on the pad. So we'll see that leave here. Sorry about that. Geek Lore says, pad 7, the penalty box. So true. Sorry about that. I got excited and bumped the thing on it. So got a decent amount of construction going on around on this side of the field. NetJets, Citation Latitude inbound from Georgetown on final. Then we'll have the United out of Houston, the American out of Charlotte. Had a cable that was HDMI cable was in my eye, so I was trying to adjust this. I can see the center of the screen, and I must have pulled too hard, so we should be good to go now. Here's the NetJets. Just heard the Guardians charter United 3778 call for clearance. They'll be heading to LaGuardia. 737. Saw that sitting over by Atlantic when I got up here, so we'll see the Guardians leave after their disappointing series against the Red Sox. But hopefully that takes care of the technical snafus we had. United 1934 on final from Houston, Airbus A220. Less than a minute out, followed by American 1679 out of Charlotte and Airbus A319 that we should see coming in. Southwest 3856 getting ready to push back for Denver. As well as American Eagle 4909 to Charlotte and Frontier 1831 to Tampa. Just see those aircraft heading out pretty soon. Geek Lord says, pad 7, the penalty box. Amen. So Dave's asking, where exactly is the new dome going for the Browns? It's going where the old Ford plant used to be. So really just behind the airport, you can see the cranes and everything. You can't see them from here, but from the other site, you can see the cranes. It's just behind the airport. Kind of between 71 and Snow Road. It's going to be surrounded by the scenic airport, highways, and warehouses. Still haven't really seen any construction going on with the master plan though. I thought by now we would really start seeing construction at least around where the new gold lot's going to go, but I haven't seen anything going on over there yet. I thought that was supposed to start in April, so hopefully we'll see some construction over there soon. They did get the central checkpoint, security checkpoint opened up again, which I hear they expanded. I haven't been inside since, actually it's been a while since I've been inside. I think the last time I was in the terminal was probably when I went to Atlanta last year. I think the last time I was in the terminal, so that would have been, I think in July. I do. So it's been a little bit since I've been in the terminal. It was either that or it was the 100th anniversary when I got to go in for the C-47. I think it was Atlanta though. Either way, it's been almost a year since I've been inside the terminal. Popular today, I guess. A lot of people driving by waving today. American inbound from Charlotte. A319 today. America's been giving us a little break from the 737s. We've had A321s in the morning the last few days out of Dallas. None of them have been special liveries, but hopefully we get one at some point. Definitely a few American special liveries on the 321s that I haven't really got great shots with yet. Particularly the PSA retro. I saw it right when it first went into service, the new PSA A321 in Chicago, out of the window of the airplane I was in. But I haven't seen it since. So I'd like to get some pictures of that one. It's been a while since I've seen the rest of them. Our next inbound flight, UPS did switch to the 767, flight 5442 heavy, about 18 minutes out, 767-300. We'll have Aer Lingus about 15 minutes out as well with the A321 XLR tonight. Delta 4954 out of Detroit, and a United 2476 out of Denver, a MAX 8. Next few inbound flights, Alaska 216 out of Seattle, it's about 25 minutes out. Frontier 2698, A321neo out of Phoenix. Got a lot of flights that should be here within an hour. Delta 2750, Frontier 4036, both of those flights out of Atlanta. Envoy 4057 out of Miami. FedEx 792 about to take off out of, actually is now airborne out of Memphis, 767-300, about an hour, 15 minutes out. American 1682 out of DFW, about an hour out. A few CRJs and ERJs. We got American Eagle 5132 out of DCA, that's a CRJ. Piedmont 5862 out of Philly, about a half hour out with the ERJ 145. Delta Connection United Express 4060 out of Washington Dulles. Delta Connection 5194, that's a CRJ out of LaGuardia. And Air Canada Jazz 647 out of Montreal with the E175. So a number of aircraft we should see over the next hour or so, inbound flights. And then outbound flights, American Eagle 5470 still in the penalty box with the CRJ that's heading to Washington Reagan National. Another American Eagle CRJ, flight 4909, is heading to Chicago O'Hare. That aircraft is taxiing out. United 3778, our Guardians charter, is taxiing out of the FBO as well. So we should see that in a few minutes heading to LaGuardia. Robert Morris says, love watching as always. Commercials can get really annoying sometimes. Yeah, amen to that. I think YouTube has gotten really bad with commercials lately too, especially the non-skippable ads. And I feel like there's some too where if you're fast forwarding through the video, you still have to watch the ads multiple times. And definitely think YouTube has gotten bad with it. And I wish I could say I got a ton of money from it, but I really don't. Here's the CRJ that's heading to Reagan National. They just let him out of the penalty box, so they're going to be the first departure. A series of RJs we're going to see heading out or coming in over the next few minutes. I have the ad set actually at the most conservative setting that I can for the streams.
470 Cleveland Tower, running 6 right, close takeoff.
So 2 American Eagle RJs. I feel like we're in Charlotte all of a sudden. One heading to DCA, the other heading to O'Hare. One operated by PSA, the other operated by SkyWest. There you go. If you're a CRJ lover, I got 2 in 1 shot for you.
Go ahead, I got a new time of 30, then you won't make
So the first CRJ heading out, the other one holding short on the pad. I see the Guardians charter is taxiing out over to my right, as well as a second United 737. It is 1673 is the other United 737. They'll be heading to Houston. Dave says commercials are getting ridiculous on YouTube, 2 or 3 at a time with no skip option. Amen to that. And I got to say too that the irrelevance of them too. Like, I guess it'd make sense if they were like relevant to what you're watching, but I know we watch a lot of, you know, like Miss Rachel or Dating Go or stuff like that with our 1-year-old. And so you would think that they would be if they do play ads, it would be kid-friendly ads. And even those, you're getting like political commercials or, you know, just total nonsense that, like the tools. Like there's one they keep playing over and over again. That is I think it's a pressure washer. And they keep saying that, oh, it's the best pressure washer ever and it doesn't break and blah, 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 with a clearly AI voice. And it's just like, this is not relevant to anything my 1-year-old is watching, so stop showing us. And he actually gets pretty frustrated with the commercials, so. United 3778, this is the Cleveland Guardians. It's a baseball charter on its way to New York's LaGuardia. They're going to take on the Yankees, I believe, for their next series. And they're going to need a couple of minutes, so they're going to cancel their clearance and work out whatever it is they got to work out before they get out of here. 737 MAX 8. Behind that is United 30. Oh, I apologize. I got it backwards. This is 1673. This is the 737 that's heading to Chicago O'Hare. It's a MAX 9. Then 3778, the Guardians charter heading to LaGuardia. Southwest 3856 behind them heading to Denver. I apologize. I thought the Guardians got out first. Delta Connection 4954 is CRJ9 inbound from Detroit, about to turn final, followed by Air Lingus and an UPS. Meanwhile, over at Burke, I see the Boston Red Sox are getting ready to head back to Boston on a Delta 757. This MAX is giving us a nice whiff of jet fuel right now. So we got the Chicago flight, then the Guardians, and then Southwest will have to wait for both. Steve says, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized, but there you go. There is YouTube Premium as well. If you can pay a monthly fee to get rid of the ads, I think you get YouTube Music as well. I'm not a paid spokesman. Anyways, 3 737s holding short. 2 Uniteds and Southwest holding short. One in the middle is the Cleveland Guardians charter. I wonder if anyone's looking out the window looking at us. We'll go in nice and tight and see if we see anybody. So far I see a lot of closed window shades, so I don't think anyone's looking at us. Looking out to my left, it looks like Lingus is going to get ahead of UPS. Single runway ops here again tonight. 6 left, 24 right is closed due to whatever project they got going on it. So these aircraft will be waiting for a few minutes as we get the inbound flights. Here's the Delta Connection CRJ out of Detroit. So the first aircraft is rolling out. We should have Aer Lingus 9 Alpha Romeo on final. And then after that, we should have a UPS 767 flight 5442 out of Louisville, Kentucky. Aer Lingus on final here. So the tower is going to let 1673 head out on their flight to Chicago with the UPS 767 on final. I think they got enough time to get them out of here. So there's the UPS back there. Or maybe they're going to get United. They're going to get United out of the way. Okay. So they're going to get the United flight out of the way. What am I looking at? And then we'll get UPS in. Then the Guardians are going to get out of here. So UPS 5442, a heavy 767 out of Louisville, Kentucky. So United's at the back of the line now behind Company and behind Southwest. This is 3778. It's a Cleveland Guardians charter, baseball charter on the way to New York's LaGuardia. Dave Phillips says, "Go Tribe." So Southwest taking the runway, they'll be heading to Denver. And then United 1623 or 73 to Chicago. We'll try it again. And then a really pretty looking Gulfstream taxiing out. Got a really pretty Gulfstream heading out. You might want to get some pictures of.
Are you live streaming?
Yes.
So cool.
Thank you.
I like all your tags. I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. What's your name?
My name's David.
Yep, I'm Nick.
That's so cool. I was just talking to you earlier today on Instagram.
Really? Oh, that's right.
That's my name is Daniel. David
Okay.
on Instagram. I wasn't expecting to see you so quick. I thought I was like,
Yeah, this is one of the spots, and the other one is that white building over there. That's where the other one is. Yeah. Everything's on 6 right today, so. It's nice to meet you. Well, you might want to get there's a really pretty Gulfstream coming out.
What?
There's a really pretty Gulfstream, the second one. You might want to catch that one. That's got a pretty paint job on it. Sorry about that. Encoder is sticky today. So United 1673 still holding short, waiting for their clearance. And we have a really pretty Gulfstream over there. Looks like FlexJet's new G700. Then after that, we have Frontier. Frontier 1831 heading to Tampa. Frontier 4209 should be pushing back soon for Atlanta. Alaska 216 inbound from Seattle. And United finally got their takeoff clearance, heading to Chicago. I apologize. I'm not sure why the technical glitches tonight. The beautiful livery on that FlexJet Gulfstream, and the way the sun is catching the gold accents on it. What a gorgeous aircraft. Looks like on 6 left, they may be moving the X. I see some vehicles over there moving. Sorry about that. I'm watching the vehicles at 6 left. So they might open 6 left up here in a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know if I can get a picture with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. We watch it all the time.
Let me grab the FlexJet here really quick, and then we can do that. FlexJet Gulfstream heading to Teterboro. And Frontier heading out behind that.
Good evening, 1673, crossing 37400 on climb 14000. Well, I maintain 14000, 1673.
Gulfstream heading out, Frontier behind that. Okay, yeah, we can do it.
Okay, watches you all the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice
So
to
cool
meet
see
you.
you. Nice to meet you.
Frontier on their way to Tampa. Scarlett the Tanager is a livery on the A320 Neo. I believe this is one you can get as a model. Frontier heading out to Tampa Bay, TPA down there on the west side of Florida. What kind of trouble you been getting into lately?
Yeah, 8x10s.
That's a first for me.
That guy who was in love with you. Who the hell was it? Oh, Toledo from Columbus.
See, the last time I came out here, yeah. the last time I was out, not the last time I guess I was out here, but there was a time earlier this year I was out here and Skyline was out here, and there was a couple of kids here, and they completely ignored me and made a beeline for him. Like, oh yeah, I watch your stuff all the time. I was sitting there like, what the heck? No. Yeah, Davis, I think's his name.
But that's because we haven't even tried. I told you I was your...
But no, I'm just sitting here like, what the heck? No, not really. Alaska 216 inbound from Seattle. But it is really cool to meet people. It is really cool to get the chance to meet people. That's been one of the things I've enjoyed the most the last couple of years while we've been doing this. Some of the people you meet are like Danny and you just got to put up with it, but just kidding.
Isn't it the other way around? I had to put up with you.
Yeah, it probably is the other way around.
Hartfield balcony.
Alaska 216 on final from Seattle. 737 MAX 9 tonight. And then we'll have a United Express 4060 out of Washington Dulles, and then American Eagle 5862 out of Philadelphia. So Roberts here is a 737 MAX, considered a heavy. It is not considered a heavy. So it is considered a narrow body aircraft. So the only heavies that we get, we have 3 heavies here now. We have UPS, we'll have FedEx a little bit later on, and we have the Egypt Air A350 that's on the field. So to be a heavy, it's got to be greater than 300,000 pounds with the takeoff weight. So those are going to be your 747s, your 767s, A300s, A330s, A350s, 777s, 767, if I didn't say that already, MD-11s, what am I missing? 777, 787, A350. Aircraft like that, KC-135 on the military side, C-5, C-17. I know the B-2 and the B-52. I'm not sure about the B-1, if it's considered a heavy. But I know the 52 and the B-2 are. So your bigger aircraft are your heavies. Then you have your super heavies, like the A380 and the Antonov 225 when that was still flying. I don't know if the 124 is considered a super or not. I don't think it is. I think it's just considered a heavy. I know the A380 is considered a super. I think the Straddle launch is considered a super, but I could be wrong on that. And then the AN225 was a super, but no, the Max isn't a heavy. It's just it's a narrow body. Kind of a medium, I think it's a medium weight aircraft. Nope, actually I'm wrong. It's considered a large aircraft, but not a heavy. So no, just a standard narrow body aircraft on the 737. Really the biggest difference comes to spacing. So you don't want to get too close to an airplane that's bigger than yours because you can start dealing with the wake turbulence off of them. So the heavies, I think it's 2 minutes I think they have to wait, if I remember right. We don't get a lot of heavies up here, except for the freighters that we have that come in just about every day. And the occasional charter flight, whether it's a sports charter like we have this week with Egypt Air, or the royal charters that come in like Dubai One and stuff like that. One thing that's definitely different here versus a lot of airports is that pretty much any time we have a heavy, especially like a large heavy like 777, A350, 747, something like that, they almost always immediately do a runway sweep. Which that isn't something you see at JFK or Atlanta. If they did, they would be sweeping after just about every aircraft, but we have one more heavy on the stream tonight. We'll get, unless there's a diversion, which I'm not expecting, but you never know. The other heavy we should get tonight will be FedEx. The 767 out of Memphis we'll get here in a little bit. Want to see heavies around here. The 2 best airports to go to are Detroit, which is a large hub for Delta Airlines. You'll see 330s, 350s up there pretty much all day. I know Air France sends a 777. At least they're sending a 777 now. Turkish is sending a 787, but they kind of switch around. Lufthansa is sending an A340 tomorrow. So that's kind of a little bit of an unusual aircraft. Lately it's been 787s, but they're sending an A340 up there tomorrow. So Detroit's a good place if you want to watch heavies. And of course, Cincinnati is a really good place if you want to watch them. You'll see heavies all day down there for DHL, Amazon Prime, Atlas Air. And they have British Airways down there as well. And then Delta over to Paris. Pittsburgh gets their freighters like UPS and FedEx. They also get a British Airways Dreamliner. Rickenbacker gets some random stuff every once in a while. So you'll see twin heavies, 747s, the AN124s down there every once in a while. So you'll see some pretty cool stuff down there. Wilmington, which is between Columbus and Cincinnati, You'll see a lot of the Amazon 767s down there. So those are probably the best places off the top of my head around here you can see heavies. At least more often than what you see them up here. Check it out.
Yeah, I didn't film that out, otherwise you can see A's.
Got a United 737 taxiing out. Flight 1645 heading to Houston. I think that was the aircraft I was expecting earlier. Have a Challenger that's going to be behind the Delta connection. Frontier 2698 A321neo out of Phoenix. So we got a few aircraft that are inbound now. Of course, this week we should see, I think we'll see another heavy this week for Brazil. Assuming that they'll have another heavy coming in for the friendly against Egypt later on this week. But we'll have to kind of wait and see. So Dave asking, what is an Airbus considered number-wise, or do they come to Cleveland? So again, it depends on what type of Airbus. So something like a 320, 321, they're in the same category as the 737. So they're narrow-body aircraft. We get a lot of 320s and 321s. The 321 is the 321neo and XLR are the largest aircraft, passenger aircraft that we see regular service here. Max 7 is, or Max 9 is on that list as well. Today we have an A350, which is Airbus' second largest aircraft behind the A380. But we have an A350 on the field today from Egypt Air. And FedEx and UPS occasionally will send A300s, which you don't see too many of those anymore. Those have kind of been phased out of the fleets over the years, replaced with newer, more efficient aircraft. But occasionally they'll send A300s, which are considered heavies. Typically they send 767s. We used to get their MD-11s for UPS, but after the accident in Louisville, they retired their MD-11 fleet. So we probably will never see another MD-11 up here again. Unless FedEx sends one, which I don't know the last time FedEx sent an MD-11 to Cleveland. Western Global is an option. They have MD-11s. They're phasing them back into their fleet now since the grounding has been lifted. You'll see those in Columbus. But I don't know if we'll ever see another MD-11 up here again. I hope we do, but I don't know if we'll ever see one. United on their way to Houston, 737 MAX 8 holding short. Waiting for the E175 that's coming in from Washington Dulles. Or United Express, flight 4070, operated by Mesa Airlines, one of the regional affiliates for United. Another airline that we should see going away over the next couple of years, they had a merger, I think, with Republic, if I remember right. Pretty sure it was Republic. Might have been SkyWest, but I think it was Republic. So we'll see Mesa go away. And then, of course, Sun Country and Allegiant completed their merger. So we should, unfortunately, we'll see Sun Country phased out over the next few years. They just unveiled a really pretty retro livery that I'm hoping to catch at some point. Hopefully we'll see it here or Columbus, or maybe even Akron-Canton on a charter flight. So a couple of airlines we'll see go away over the next couple of years, along with Spirit, of course, which ceased operations a couple of weeks ago. Air Wisconsin's still out there kicking, doing their charter flights with their CRJs. They lost the contract with American Eagle a couple of, I think last year or the year before. So we haven't seen a Air Whiskey in a little bit. But they're still out there trying to make it work.
Alright. Okay, yeah, we thought we were still holding short, but yeah, we'll continue for you at 1645.
And it's 1645, not ready to go yet. Gonna continue to hold short. Speaking of heavies, I see a British Airways 777 overhead heading to Cincinnati.
Alright, so we'll short you at 1645.
Got a Challenger inbound from, I don't know, an unlisted Challenger. And then a bunch of aircraft. American Eagle 5862 out of Philly. Frontier 2698 out of Phoenix. American Eagle 5132 out of Reagan National. Delta 2750 out of Atlanta. And Frontier 4036 out of Atlanta as well. A few of the aircraft that are inbound. FedEx trying to find them. The 767 is over Louisville, Kentucky right now, about 35 minutes out. Here's the Challenger. So United's going to head out ahead of the American Eagle. .737 Max on their way to Houston. This is going to be another close one as United's still rolling out, rotating now. Not quite as close as the one we had earlier. And Piedmont inbound from Philly.
Departure, hello, United 1645, coming out of 1.5. Maintain 1.4,000.
Again, single runway ops tonight. Air traffic control doing their best to try to squeeze traffic in the gaps that they can. So we've had a few that seem a little closer than usual tonight. Nothing dangerous or anything like that, but the old pucker factor starts to creep up a little bit when you see that for sure. American Eagle 5132 out of DCA on final. That's a camera set at the NASA Glenn Research Center. CRJ inbound. So Sandra is here today from Helena and leans over to asking about, is that your yellow car? I don't have the yellow, I have a yellow truck. But I didn't bring it up here tonight. I just have my wife's car tonight. I believe David has the yellow car. I used to have a yellow car back in the day. It's a yellow Camaro. A dumb decision I made out of college when I thought I'm going to have all this money when I got my first job, my first teaching job, and I'm like, yeah, here we go. Bought a yellow Camaro. Had that for a few years. Had that until I was at a gas station in Dayton, and a bunch of guys jumped out of a car trying to offer me drugs, and after that I went down and traded that car in. And my wife was driving it quite a bit too, because she had an old Ford Escape at the time that had a lot of problems, and so she would drive my Camaro, especially if she had to go on a longer drive for work. And that always made me nervous that something would happen, and so made the decision to move on from the Camaro. But I miss it sometimes. Okay. Frontier inbound from, I think it was Atlanta, if I remember right. Oh no, Phoenix. This is the one from Phoenix. A321 Neo. It's hard to believe, only a couple of weeks away from the Dayton Air Show. I saw for the railroad enthusiasts out there that nickel plate 765 arrived at Cuyahoga Valley earlier today. It's going to be due in steam in the valley the next couple of weeks. So pretty cool opportunity if you want to see a vintage steam locomotive or take a ride on it. Running through Cuyahoga Valley National Park the next couple of weeks. And then a week from Monday, we're expecting, or sorry, a week from Saturday, I apologize, we're expecting the, I guess it's next Saturday. Man, time's sneaking up on me. We're expecting the big Union Pacific's Big Boy, the largest steam locomotive in the country, if not in the world. Should be rolling through Northeast Ohio. So I might have the chance to see that. And then it's going to come back in July, and it's going to do a tour stop, I think, in Fostoria. But got all kinds of stuff going on in the next few weeks. But the Dayton Air Show is a pretty stacked air show, especially if you're in the military demos. That is the weekend after next. I think it's the 12th and 13th down at Dayton. Or maybe the 13th and 14th, whatever the Saturday and Sunday is. Blue Angels, F-22, all kinds of good stuff at that show. Tora. All kinds of good stuff down there. Then the weekend after is the Columbus Air Show with the Snowbirds and the Thunderbirds. And possibly the F4. We'll see how things go. As they roll into air show season, into June. Make sure you guys are here for that. Of course, that'll change my live stream schedule a little bit, as hopefully we'll be on the road for some of those. I'm not going to stream the air shows live. Just something I've never really been comfortable doing. It's hard to do with one camera. And I know those things run on whatever money they make. I just don't really want to be the reason they lose money if I'm streaming an air show and people decide just to watch the stream instead of going. So I won't stream the air shows, but I will definitely film them and then post them on YouTube probably. Usually I post them on the day the air show ends. So we'll get those posted for you. How you doing? Frontier 4036 turning final from Atlanta, and Delta Connection 5194 out of LaGuardia, American Eagle 4057 out of Miami, and then Frontier 3073 out of Raleigh, Durham. Those aircraft are about 10 minutes out. Air Canada Jazz 647 out of Montreal as well. Southwest 1409 from BWI, American 1682 from Dallas, and FedEx 792 out of Memphis. Frontier 4209 heading to Atlanta is taxiing out for departure. Grab a drink of water to wet the whistle, as my grandpa used to say. Excuse me. Tom is here from CMH. Hope you're doing well tonight. And keep an eye on CMH the next few days. Should be seeing a charter flight for the Ecuador national team. They're going to be using Columbus as their base for the World Cup. So I'm assuming we'll see something come into Columbus over the next few days. Egypt Air is here tonight. Should be leaving around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then the Brazilian national team should be coming in as well at some point. If you're a fan of National Lampoon, you might enjoy this one. It's Clark W. the Grizzly Bear. Absolutely a reference to the National Lampoon movies. If you watch those movies, the Vacation movie or Christmas Vacation, that's probably the one we watch the most. You know that Clark W. Griswold is a Chicago Bears fan. So someone at Frontier is a fan of the Vacation movies for sure. Hopefully the flight goes a little better for the passengers than any of the vacations did that the Griswold family went through. Here's the other Frontier out of Atlanta. I know it's a dumb movie, but that's one of the ones. If it's on TV, we just have to turn it on. So as one Frontier rolls out, we got the other Frontier heading to the runway. That's a Butte, Clark. That there is an airplane. All right, I'll stop now. Frontier heading out. I think they're heading to Atlanta, if I remember right. Yep, 4209 on its way to Atlanta. I'm expecting the chat to be full of quotes from Christmas Vacation now. William is here, says greetings, and then Tom said, wow, cool, thanks. About the possibility of a cool charter coming into Columbus. If it does, and I can get down there, you better believe I'm gonna get down there to try to see it too. The Egypt Air, by the way, if you're interested, the A350 that landed at 4:30 this morning is due to leave at about 1:30 this evening, 1:30 in the morning. So I don't know if I'll get back up here to see that or not with work tomorrow, but if you want to check it out, it's showing a 1:10 departure time. If you want to see the A350, or if it's still daylight, you want to get some pictures of it, it's sitting on the pad off of Postal Road. You can run over and get a picture of it really quick if you want to see it. I took a bunch. I'll get them posted on my Instagram here in the next couple of days for you to check out if you want to see them. Definitely cooling down up here a little bit. I can feel the wind, about 65 degrees. Ops is out here to shoot off some flares, I think, as Delta Connection 5194 on final from LaGuardia. Got a Kent State aircraft that's going to be passing through as well. It's high enough, it shouldn't be a problem. He's at 5,200 feet. I don't know if he'll come in and do a touch and go or not, but we'll keep an eye on him. I feel popular today. I don't know if everyone knows me or if they're just wanting to get on, just want to be heard. But a lot of people are waving and honking tonight. Looks like NetJets are going to take the intersection departure Meanwhile, we got ops. Where are they at? Holding short. Probably going to shoot off some flares.
Sorry, cross runway 6 Charlie Lima 2, to northbound. Cross runway 6 Charlie Lima 2, sorry.
Maybe not. Maybe we're just going to do a sweep. Yeah, it does. I wonder if he's going to the other runway. I don't know, I'd want to go full speed just once. See what it can do. Frontier 3073 inbound from Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina on final. Followed, then we'll have United 1878 to Newark. American Eagle out of Miami behind the Frontier. And then it does look like they're going to put the Cessna into the pattern, so it's going to come in after the two airliners. So Frontier rolling out, United taxiing out for departure. 737 NG. And we'll almost certainly have to hold short with the inbound flight. American Eagle out of Miami, operated by Envoy Airlines tonight. Later on this year, United will have 737s on that route, one of two routes that they announced recently out of Cleveland. Las Vegas being the other one. Starting later on this year. I thought that was an animal at first. It's just the side of one of the signs. Sorry about that. United taking the runway now. United, I believe, is on their way to Chicago O'Hare. Might be the one heading to Newark. Actually, I think it's the one heading to Newark. Yep, United 1878, they're on their way to Newark. Seven 700. So United is on their way out.
You're short of fuel, completely. Look, that right there is fine. Just let them know as they keep changes or once they push go.
So Kent actually did not go into the pattern. I thought it might with the direction it was going. So American 1682, 737, 800 out of Dallas, Fort Worth is about 10 minutes out. Southwest 1409 out of Baltimore, Washington, and Air Canada Jazz 647 about 10 minutes out. FedEx 792, a heavy 767 out of Memphis is about 15 minutes out for that aircraft. As far as aircraft that should soon be taxiing, Delta Airlines 1449 we should see departing fairly soon back to Minneapolis, St. Paul with the A220. American 650, a MAX 8 will be heading to LAX. And we should see Aer Lingus as well a little bit later on tonight. Probably stay live till about 8 o'clock. So I don't know if we'll get the, actually Aer Lingus is showing a 850 departure. So I don't think we're going to get that one, but probably stay live until about 8 o'clock tonight before we head home. Get the little one ready for bed and then get ready to go back to work tomorrow. And again, still debating if I want to come back up here at 1 o'clock in the morning to see the Egypt Air departure. Be tough with work tomorrow. I'll be pretty tired, but it's kind of tempting because I don't know if I'll ever see one, at least here again. So I don't know. We'll see. I've seen their Dreamliners before, but I haven't seen an A350, so that was pretty cool. But about 110 is the ETA for the departure for that aircraft as it heads all the way back over to Cairo. I'm surprised it's not repositioning to a U.S. airport and then picking up a revenue flight, but it is going all the way back to Cairo. Which I would imagine will be a pretty easy, pretty lonely flight back for the crew as they go all the way back empty after they drop the Egyptian national team off. I wasn't paying attention earlier. We had an E6 flyover. Darn. Other than that, I don't really see much military in the area tonight. But thank you guys all so much for being here tonight as we got a little gap in the action. That should last for a few minutes here, but thank you guys all so much for being here. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Hope you're enjoying your evening. We had some absolutely incredible weather this weekend. And it looks like that should continue for the next few days. So as long as the stays nice, we're gonna try to get up here. I don't know if we'll do anything tomorrow. Mondays are kind of a quiet night up here for traffic, so I don't know if we'll come up tomorrow night. But probably Tuesday or Wednesday night, we'll do another live stream. The weather looks incredible this weekend, or this week, so we'll definitely try to get up here and do some streams for you. Probably do another one Friday night as well. And then see how things go for next weekend. Definitely want to go to the valley to get some footage of the 765 train, the steam engine running through the Cuyahoga Valley over the weekend. So I might go up there this weekend too, but we'll probably do a stream Friday night and maybe Sunday night again. Possibly Saturday. We might do one Saturday. Because I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lot of jet traffic for the game on Friday or Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that for there's a World Cup friendly Saturday night between Brazil and Egypt. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if anything else comes in. We should get a charter for Brazil at some point this week too. Hydrospace is asking, did you get video of the plane arriving? And I did. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which was very painful, especially when you have a 1-year-old. But it was very painful. Got up here, and I did get some video of that aircraft landing. There's one other person up here as well. So him and I got, he took some photos and I took some video and got the Egypt Air A350 landing this morning about 4:30 in the morning. I got back home before McDonald's even opened. I was gonna surprise my wife and pick up McDonald's breakfast, and I got home before they even opened up. So that video is actually posted on YouTube. I posted a little bit ago, actually just before I got up here. If you wanna check that out. I also posted it on Instagram as well. So if you want to see that, I just got the landing of it. And then I drove over. One of my friends who works up here was able to take me onto the ramp. So I got some really cool photos of that aircraft sitting on the pad over there. I'll get posted on Instagram this week once I get home and get everything edited. Here's the Southwest out of Baltimore. So I really got to thank those guys for letting me do that. So I'll post that. I took a video and some photos for you. So I'll get that posted on Instagram here. Maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. Just got to get home and get some time to edit it. I got a lot of stuff to edit. Stuff from Detroit I got to edit. I got a couple of other videos I've been up here that I haven't posted yet that I still got to edit with a bunch of special liveries and photos I took, especially the photos I took over the weekend. So got a lot of work to do, but I'll get that stuff posted for you this weekend or sometime this week for sure. And again, we'll keep an eye on the charters to see when Brazil comes in and what they come in on. Hopefully they come in on something international. And we'll see when Ecuador goes to Columbus, what they come in on as well. American 1682 on final from Dallas Fort Worth, 737-800. I know I got a lot of editing I need to do over the next couple of weeks to have space on my memory cards for Detroit, for the Dayton and Columbus for the air shows that are coming up. And I do owe you guys a new stream from Detroit as well after the weather cut short the one we did a couple of weeks ago. So we'll get up there, we'll do another stream at some point. We'll get a weekend day when there's a lot of cool traffic and we'll go back up there. They're still working on something over there. They got runway 6 left, 24 right closed. So they're still working on something over there. They've had that runway closed pretty much all week. Been doing work on that runway. So it was nice they opened it up for us last night for the A350 that came in. So I was glad it came in on 6 left, because if it came in over here, I don't know, we would not have had, we had very little light over there. We probably wouldn't have had any light over here. I was kind of hoping it would have come in on 24 left or 24 right last night, because we got all the lights from the airport over there, but we did the best we can for it. Jazz 647 inbound from Montreal on final. And Delta 1449 taxiing out. fact, it looks like they're getting the stuff off the runway now, unless they're moving farther down. So we might see 6 left open up here in a little bit. They haven't taken the X off this end yet, so it'll still be closed at least for a little while. Here's Air Canada Jazz. So as Jazz rolls out, we have the baby whale taxiing out, the Airbus A220. For Delta Airlines, flight 1449 on their way to MSP. And you're asking, why do you call it the baby whale? Well, if you haven't heard an A220 throttle up, just listen to it when they take the runway here, and you'll see why we call it the baby whale. You know, I will say Deltas are considerably quieter than JetBlue and Breeze. They really get on the throttles, in my experience. And that's why we call it the baby whale. So the Delta A220 heads up to the frozen tundras of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis earlier today, if you missed the news, got a Emirates A380 diversion. Not sure what happened with that. I think it was going over to LAX. I saw a lot of geeking out on social media today out of Minneapolis with the A380 on the field. One second. So Mikey's asking, A350 from where? It was an Egypt Air A350. It's still on the pad if you want to go check it out. Egypt Air A350, it came in from Cairo. Landed around 4:30 in the morning. They brought the Egyptian national team to town. They will be playing in a World Cup friendly against Brazil on Saturday night at Brown Stadium. Huntington Bank Field, I think is what they call it now. So that aircraft leaving around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I don't know what Brazil's coming in on, but hopefully we'll see that aircraft at some point this week. I'm hoping it's either a heavy out of Brazil or maybe a GOL special livery. But either way, we'll keep our eyes out if anything else comes in. Certainly follow me on Instagram. If I find out, I'll post it there first to let you guys know, hey, this is coming in. And then again, Columbus should be getting something from Ecuador as well. So, but I don't know when. I'm assuming in the next couple of days. If Egypt is already here, I'm assuming Brazil will be here in the next couple of days. Now, there's a chance they may come in on a domestic aircraft and we just may not know it. But hopefully they come in on something international. That would be cool. FedEx 792, 767 out of Memphis on final. Looks like we got a Cessna Citation inbound, as well as Southwest 4258 out of Las Vegas, and American Eagle 3466 out of Chicago O'Hare. American 1679 is taxiing out for Charlotte, the other sea city. For Charlotte, Airbus A319. We'll see those aircraft here in the next few minutes. Meanwhile, the heavy 767 for you. Count in the background how much bigger the 767 is than the A319 that's taxiing in the foreground. FedEx will go over and they'll park on their ramp on the South Cargo ramp here at Hopkins, and then don't know if they're leaving tonight or not. If they do, it'll be late tonight. Looks like they are not scheduled to leave tonight. So the Citation's gonna make a tight turn ahead of Southwest. So the Citation will be first. And then Southwest and American Eagle. Got a Northern Jet Management Challenger out of Belmar. It's about 10 minutes out. Frontier 3232 out of Las Vegas, an A320neo, and a United 2652 out of Chicago O'Hare, about 25 minutes out. The sun is obscured a little bit by the clouds tonight. We got some high clouds in the area. Still an absolutely beautiful day here in Northeast Ohio. Well, these guys are coming in hot. So the Citation is coming in ahead of the airliners that we got. And made a nice tight turn around the field to come in. So the Citation is rolling out. American 1679, our Airbus A319 is holding short. ready for their trip over to Charlotte.
Takeoff 6 right, American 1679.
It's about 10,000 feet. So, so that is 6. So we got 6 left is on the other side, and this is 6 right. 6 left's a little shorter. But they got it closed. They've been doing some work on it. Most of the week they've been doing some work on it. So that one's closed. And so we've been doing everything over here. There's also 2810 that runs parallel down there, but they don't use it too much unless the wind is in that direction. It's only about 6,000, I think about 6,000 feet. But I think.
Can you spot planes you know when they go by if they're a Airbus or a
Yep.
Boeing just by looking at it?
Well, I can tell by looking at it, but there's a lot of apps out there too that I know. Flight Radar 24 is probably the most popular app. That shows you most of the stuff that's coming in. Got a Southwest 737 inbound. I've seen enough of them now. I know what they are. For the most part. Oh, sorry, I got a little bit behind that one. So Southwest is rolling out. American Eagle 3466, Embraer E175 out of Chicago on final. And then we have the Northern Jet Management Challenger out of Belmar. The Southwest had just touched down, by the way. Flight 4258 out of Las Vegas. Delta Connection 5495, I apologize, heading to LaGuardia, taxiing out for departure, followed by American Eagle 5862 to Philadelphia. American 650 AMAX 8 heading to LAX. So next couple of departures for us. Frontier 3232 over the lake about 7 minutes out of Las Vegas.
Take care.
You too, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I am too. I think it's about time to head on out myself. So here's the American Eagle. It looks like the ops vehicle is heading down towards the X, so I have a feeling they're about to open runway 6 left back up. In fact, I see all the workers that have been out, they're driving by right now. So these are all the guys that have been working on the runway. It's like ops is gonna do a sweep, and then after that, they'll probably open up the other side. So whatever work they're doing on 6 left, they are done with for the night. So we should have 2 runway operations for the rest of the night. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow, if they go back to one side or if they're done with whatever it is that they're doing over there. So Sergio's asking, why is it a communication from the tower clear to understand seeing as you're so close? Really because I need a new scanner. I have a BC 125 AT, which this one here is about 5 years old now, and it's been beat up. And I got a new antenna for it, but it's which makes it a little better, but it probably just ready to be replaced. It is weird that the tower seems to be really kind of staticky, but I can hear the pilots loud and clear. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know if they're having a radio issue as well. I'm not really sure. I was listening to it on live ATC the other day, and I kind of felt like it sounded that way. So, but I'm putting it on the scanner. Here's the Piedmont ERJ 145. It'll be heading over to Philadelphia. Piedmont flight 5862. Delta connection still in the penalty box, pad 7. As they're shooting off fireworks to scare the birds away from the other runway. Northern Jet Management Challenger on final. Wouldn't be surprised if someday they switch all air traffic control communications to digital, which would certainly improve the audio. Make it harder for us nerds to listen to, though. So as the Challenger rolls out, we'll grab the Embraer ERJ 145 that's heading to Philadelphia. American Eagle flight for Piedmont Airlines. It's strange to me how, I guess maybe because the aircraft are closer, but you gotta remember though that even though we're at the airport, the tower is still at least a mile away from where I'm at right now. So I'm at the arrival end of runway 6 right. And you gotta think the tower is way down, about halfway down the airport, close to the terminal. So if this is a 10,000 foot, close to a 10,000 foot runway, you have to think that the tower is at least a mile away if it's halfway down the runway. It turned on stealth mode. The camera lost focus on it for a second. So the tower is, I think the tower is still probably close to a mile away. So, whereas the aircraft are only, 750 feet away maybe. So that's definitely part of it, for sure. I'm sure with the reception I'm getting with the antenna from the scanner trying to pick up the tower. So Dave was asking, do you have any favorite channels you watch for planes when you aren't live or busy with family duty? Definitely got a few. I like the Mover and Donkey show, which I think if you're a military nerd, that's probably a channel that everyone knows. Blanco Lirio, watch his channel quite a bit, especially for aviation accidents. I like Minner Pilot. As far as live streams, I will watch, LA flights or airliners live when they're on, if I'm kind of hanging out at home. There's one that spots out of Phoenix that I like to watch, her channel. And of course, Runway DFW, I watch his channel quite a bit. Chicago Flights. Just kind of depends on like who's live and if I'm just kind of at home watching airplanes. And then of course, Captain Steve down in Tampa, not the former airline pilot who wears the uniforms and talks about accidents. I'm talking about the spotter down at TPA. I watch his videos quite a bit. Big Jet TV, which I think's over in London. I don't know, there's a few. If someone's live, I'll definitely check them out. A lot of times for me, it depends on the airport. SDF Plane Spotter as well. I've gotten to know him pretty well over the last couple of years down in Louisville. So when he's live, I'll watch his stuff. I know he watches my stuff too, so it's a pretty cool mutual thing that we do. Got to meet a few people over the years. Jeb Brooks, of course. His channel as he travels. They're always fun to watch. American 650 heading to LAX 737 MAX 8. I don't know, I'll check out just about anyone. Watch Flight Radar 24's channel. They have a live stream out of Las Vegas that I'll watch every now and then. And I know there's many, 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 many more that I'm forgetting. So the Delta Connection CRJ that's heading to LaGuardia out of the penalty box now. They're behind the American MAX. This is flight 650 on their way to Los Angeles, the new flight this summer for American Airlines. United is going to go sit in the box as well. Another night with single runway ops, but I think 6 left's going to open up soon. I haven't looked at the NOTAM to see what time the NOTAM expires for it, but they got all the equipment off the runway. The X's are still there. But I would imagine that runway is going to reopen here in probably a few minutes. So American heading out. We got the CRJ on the runway now. Heading to LaGuardia. Delta Connection 5495 is the flight number for the CRJ. United 396 to Chicago O'Hare A320 is the one they're going to send on the penalty box. We got a citation taxiing as well. United 2652 inbound from O'Hare. Your block says, feels like you're streaming every day now. Definitely feels like streaming more lately. Just got to take advantage of the weather. Like, it's so nice out. You got to take advantage of the weather. We've had some interesting stuff the last few days as well, so it's kind of been nice to get out. I think I've been up here every day for the last week. Either streaming or just doing the regular videos, so it's been a lot of fun. The weather should be really nice. Sorry about that. I think it's time to replace this HDMI cable. It's very sensitive, and as soon as I bump it, it seems like it's dropping out, so. I got another one at home. We'll throw this one away and put the new HDMI cable on it. So I apologize for the little glitches we're having tonight. Got a citation heading out ahead of the United 737, or A320, I apologize. So I think this HDMI cable is just ready to go, because it's very sensitive, and I just bumped it, and that was it. United heading to the penalty box, I believe, the A320. Well, I don't know, it might still be taxiing down. Got a 737 inbound from Chicago. No, I think it's still going to taxi down, so they must be bringing it down here to hold. I'll take this thing home. I got another cable for it, so I'll get the other cable, and we'll just bring that one next time we come up, because I think this one I just think is about done. They're not really made to be portable. I mean, they're made to plug into your TV or Blu-ray player or whatever, so. They're not really made to be portable, and this one I drag around with me all the time, and so they get beat up pretty quickly. So we'll take it home, and we'll put the new one on. Back to the comments here in a second. I did 2652 on final out of Chicago O'Hare. There's a Airpor flying around. I don't think it's coming in here. It looks like it's going to a GA airport nearby, but interesting looking aircraft. So going back to the comments here, we got Shelton here said, good evening. Had the Argentina soccer team land here at MCI. I'll send the video to you. Oh, I'd love to check that out. What do they come in on? Did they come in on an international aircraft, or did they come in on like a domestic aircraft? I have to check that out though. Michael says, I have 2 grandkids and I'm forced to watch Miss Rachel with them. I have a 1-year-old and I'm also forced to watch Miss Rachel, so I feel your pain. I think I'm gonna have the ABC's Old MacDonald, Hop Little Bunny, the Bubble Pop song. I'm gonna have that stuff stuck in my head, I think, for the rest of my life. Brenda says, hi, just got home from Dayton, went to the Air Force Museum today. Such a cool place to visit. Indeed, that is one of the most amazing places in the world. If you like aviation, history, military history, or just looking for a place to go, the National Museum of the United States Air Force down in the Dayton area in Fairborn, it's just outside of Dayton at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. It's a free museum, free parking. There are some paid attractions if you want to go through the simulators or watch the movie on the IMAX screen or something like that, but the admission to the museum, parking is free. It's the world's largest military aviation museum. I think square footage is probably bigger than the Smithsonian, but you got to combine the 2 Smithsonians, so that's why it's bigger. But 4 enormous hangars. You got everything from the Wright Flyer to the SR-71. You got several aircraft that served as Air Force One you could walk through. The Space Shuttle Crew Compartment Trainer, which is neat to check out. SR-71, you got the XB-70 Valkyrie there, which is one of the coolest airplanes ever built. I could go on and on and on and on and on about that museum. The B-17 Memphis Belle is there, the B-29 Boxcar, which is the one that dropped the 2nd atomic bomb. There's just so much history there. I could easily spend 3 or 4 days there and still not see everything. I've been down there dozens of times in my life through that museum. It's different every time I go, and I still haven't seen everything down there. It's absolutely incredible. So if you live in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, in that area, and you haven't been to the Air Force Museum yet, I beg you, take a day and go. It's absolutely incredible. And you also never know what you're going to see flying around Wright-Pat. I mean, I've seen the VC-25, the aircraft used as Air Force One, the 747. I've seen that doing touch and goes. I've seen the E-4 Doomsday plane doing touch and goes down there, although I still haven't done it with my camera. The 747, that's down there. You just never know what you're going to see. There was a Eurofighter Typhoon last year down there. You just never know what you're going to see. When I was a kid, we were there and there was a B-52 doing touch and goes. It's just an absolutely incredible museum, and I highly recommend go down there. And go to the Carolyn Park as well in Dayton and see, which is a really cool park and museum attraction that you can go to. And that's where the world's first true practical airplane, the 1905 Wright Flyer, that aircraft is down there. So go check that out. Go to Huffman Prairie, which is actually on the base. It's right next to the runway as well. But as part of the National Park Service, Huffman Prairie is where the Wright brothers did all their flight testing down there. And so it's the world's first airport in a way. And so you go down there and check that out. There's just so much history down in that area. And I'll put a plug in for MTS Aviation Models as well if you're down in the Dayton area. One of the largest aviation model shops in the country, and they got just some incredible stuff down there. So if you're in the area, go to the Air Force Museum. If you're not from the area, I still take a weekend trip and go to the Air Force Museum. It's absolutely incredible. And again, it's always changing. There's always events going on. If you haven't done it, what I highly would recommend, it's like $50. But a couple of times a year, they do these after dark events. They're like $50 to get in, and they usually have like, alcohol, like different alcohol you could try, and food and stuff like that, like food tasting. But there's like 50 to 100 people in the museum with you, and inside the enormous Air Force Museum. And so you have a couple of hours to walk around that you basically by yourself. You have some, Dockett's there if you want to take a tour, but basically have it to yourself for photography or just to hang out. And they usually will also do open cockpits on those nights. So I know we went the night they had the Memphis Belle opened up, which is incredible to poke your head into the side of the Memphis Belle. Just think about all that history. The SR-71, they had the cockpit open for that one night, and we went in there and took some pictures of that. Just an unbelievable museum. They always got stuff going on. I know the B-29 Fifi is supposed to be there in a few weeks. So there's just always stuff going on down there. So that's the one thing I'll beg. If you're in the area, go to the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force in Dayton. It will absolutely blow your mind. It's incredible. I know people that prefer it to the Smithsonian, and I honestly don't blame them. The UDVAR is incredible as well at Washington Dulles. I mean, you got the SR-71, you got the Space Shuttle Discovery down there. I mean, that's an incredible museum as well. I think just the variety down there makes that museum a top-tier museum. But the Air Force Museum is in the conversation of the world's greatest museums with the Louvre, with the Smithsonian. It's a true world-class museum, and it's enormous. It's not a half-day thing either. It is a full-day commitment. Honestly, 2 to 3 days if you have time to put it in. It's an incredible museum. And I can't wait to get back down there. I usually go a few times a year, and I still haven't seen everything. It's incredible. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Got to get home, get something to eat, get the little one ready for bed, get myself ready for bed. Back to work again tomorrow, back to reality. But lots of stuff to look forward to. We'll definitely be out of here again either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We'll see what's coming in, what the weather looks like and all that. We'll do another live stream, one in the next couple of days, and then probably back up here again Friday and Sunday night as well. We got 765 in the Valley. We're going to try to chase that. We got the Dayton Air Show coming up. We got the Big Boy, the Union Pacific locomotive, the largest steam locomotive in the country. That'll be passing through next week. And oh yeah, we got the World Cup World Cup friendly between Egypt and Brazil. So we should have at least one more cool airplane coming in this week. So we definitely want to go catch that. So lots of stuff to look forward to this week. I got tons of pictures I got to post on my Instagram as well of the Egypt Air A350 and everything else that's come in. So hope you guys check that out. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. And if you really like it, hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys all so much for your support. Follow me on Instagram at NickFliesMedia. And again, if I find out something's coming in, I'll let you guys know on there. Again, we're expecting another World Cup charter this week. So hopefully we'll see that come in. Expecting one in Columbus too. For those of you down in Columbus, Ecuador is their base camp's going to be in Columbus for the World Cup. So you guys should have something pretty cool down there as well. But thank you guys all so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the beautiful weather we're going to have here if you're in Ohio this week. Enjoy the beautiful weather. It looks like a beautiful week. And if you're not from the area, we'll do a couple more live streams for you this week as well. So but thank you guys so much for your support. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you next time from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Have a great night, everyone.